There's one this room here.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Principality Stadium here in Cardiff. Wonderful to be here. Wonderful to be looking out over this great stadium to realise October 28th, back for another historic night for British boxing. Just under 80,000 will be in this stadium for Anthony Joshua's fourth defence of his world title. Incredible to think of the journey so far to get here. April the 29th was an incredible night. I think everybody who witnessed the fight, which was virtually the whole of the country, will never ever forget that moment. But this career is not about one night of boxing. This is about a journey and creating a legacy in the sport. You may forget that at 18 years of age, Anthony Joshua decided to follow the sport of boxing, decided to give his life to the sport of boxing. And at 19, he won the ABA Championships. At 20, he went up and started to become part of the GB squad up there. At 21, he won silver in the World Championship against the odds, and shortly after that also went and won the gold in the London 2012 Olympics. At 23, he turned professional. At 25, he won the Commonwealth Heavyweight World title. At 26, he won the IBF World title, and at 27, he unified the division in front of 90,000 people at Wembley. It's been an incredible journey so far, but I can tell you he's more determined than ever to go on, create history, defend these titles against all comers, mandatories, unify more belts in this division as well. And what a great fight against KUBRAT PULEV here on the 28th of October. KUBRAT PULEV, number 3 with the WBC, number 7 with the WBA, number 3 with the WBO, the number 1 challenger, the mandatory for the IBF World title, number 3 in the Bible of Boxing, the Ring magazine, after only Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder. This is a great fight, a very tough mandatory defence, and what a night we've got in store here. We're planning a huge night of boxing, a huge undercard already announced. The great British and Commonwealth light heavyweight dust-up, Frank Buglioni against Callum Johnson. The second World Championship fight on the bill, Cao Yafai in a fantastic super flyweight division right now against his mandatory, Sho Ishida. And I'm also delighted to announce a third world title fight on the card, as Ireland's Katie Taylor will challenge for a world title for the first time in her professional career against a two-weight world champion, Anahi Sanchez, for the WBA lightweight title. So much more to come on the bill. Dave Allen, of course, challenging again for the Commonwealth heavyweight title. Loads of young talent on the card. Joshua Buatsi, Lawrence Okoli, and delighted also he's here today, Joe Cordina, who will get an incredible reception here fighting in his hometown, will fight for his first title on the card as well. Many more updates to come over the next few days on the card. Already sold out in pre-sale today on Fight Pass. We're expecting a very quick general sale tomorrow at 12 p.m. And thank you very much to the Principality Stadium, Alex Luff, and the stadium manager as well. Of course, our international TV partners from around the world, and Sky Sports, who have been part of this journey from the debut of Anthony Joshua. And I'd love to turn over now to Adam Smith, Head of Boxing for Sky Sports.
Thanks, Eddie. I was just speaking to Joe Cordina earlier on how excited he is to be part of this. We're really thrilled to be back in Cardiff. So many Welsh fighters on Sky over the years, the likes of Robbie Regan, Steve Robinson, Nicky Piper, Enzo Macronelli, Gavin Rees, Barry Jones, in recent times Lee Selby, and of course the legendary Joe Calzaghe, 46-0, some of his great nights here, then at the Millennium, now the Principality Stadium, of course. We loved coming here. Nassim Hamad, when he came and overcame Steve Robinson in the rain, Lennox Lewis knocking out Frank Bruno all those years ago. It's a special city, Cardiff, and we love the passionate fight fans here. It's brilliant to be back. obviously after that brilliant night at Wembley. It's another huge stage for Anthony Joshua as he defends against his tough and very, very experienced mandatory challenger KUBRAT PULEV. He was telling us earlier over 300 amateur fights. He's only lost one as a professional to Vladimir Klitschko. He's ready for this challenge. We're ready. Sky Sports box office, October the 28th. With the retirement of Vladimir Klitschko, we all want to know, is this now the AJ era? All the build-up on Sky Sports News. SkySports.com will have a feast of programming for you. It should be a terrific one, Eddie.
Thank you, Adam. We're live on Sky Sports News now. We're going to pass over to Fraser Dainton for some questions to the fighters.
Anthony, first of all, how much are you looking forward to getting back in the ring?
Most definitely, I'm looking forward to getting back in the ring. As soon as the fight was over, April 29th, the question is, when's next? So we've got a date set now. It's been good, I've been ticking over, but more so than ticking over, I've been training ever since I took my foot off the gas after April 29th, after I let the body recover. And now we're back in the gym, but we're at the stage of the sparring. So I'm looking forward to expressing a kind of different approach to my boxing skill, because that was a new experience that I went through in my last fight, and now I can show what I learned from my last fight, and that's when I get the chance to do it, October the 28th here.
You did say straight after that fight that you thought there were immediately areas where you could improve on and change. How much different do you think you can be in this fight now?
It's about finesse, you know where I'm coming from. It's about outclassing your opponents. But you know, if I need to go to war, I'll go to war. But I could do it with ease as well. So it's kind of what fight the fighter brings to the table as well. So sometimes I can go and be smart and wise and take an opponent out without taking too much punishment. But sometimes we have to go to the trenches, and that's something that you can't be taught. That's part of character, and like we showed that we've got that in abundance. So I just look for the win one way or another.
KUBRAT, if I could ask you a question, welcome to Cardiff. What did you make of Anthony's performance against Vladimir Klitschko, and what did you see in that performance that you think you can exploit?
Видях един голям бой между тях двамата, но за мен лично боя беше 50 на 50. Както победи Джошуа, така можеше да победи и Кличко.
Yes, I would say that the fight was very good, very strong. The fighters both were very strong. However, they were equally matched. The chances were 50-50. I mean, everyone could have won. It could have been AJ, it could have been Klitschko.
Anthony, you've been in this position that KUBRAT finds himself in now as the challenger, the hungry challenger. You know he's going to come at you with everything he possibly can.
Yeah, I learned that. Sometimes you can watch a million videos of your opponent and prepare for something, but it's always different when you step in the ring. And I think I always have to prepare for an improved fighter than what I've seen on previous fights on video. So for sure, I'm starting to understand that when people come to fight me, I think even if they put up a good account and they lay down, they'll still get a pat on the back and say you've done well. So I have to be prepared for the toughest of challenges moving forward.
And do you feel like you want to send a statement out in this fight to the rest of the contenders in this division?
It's not so much a statement to anyone. I think it's just showing my coach that I'm listening to his instructions, you know where I'm coming from, and I think as long as the old-time fighters are appreciating what I'm doing and my coaches appreciate what I'm doing, I'm happy.
Thanks, gents.
Thank you, Fraser. A few more questions now to the table. Uli, welcome. Of course, been in the game a long time, huge amount of experience. I know this is a fight that you're very excited about, Uli.
Sie sind seit Jahren in dieser Profession. Wie gefällt es Ihnen? Freuen Sie auf diesen Kampf?
Natürlich freue ich mich auf diese Herausforderung, ist ja ganz klar. Ich muss auch ganz klar feststellen, dass England in den letzten Jahren unheimlichen Aufschwung gehabt hat nach vorne. Und diese Herausforderung ist natürlich klar, für Aktive und für einen Trainer ist das eine Sache, die wir lösen wollen. Es wird nicht so einfach, wir haben das ja gesehen. Klitschko gegen Joshua, das war natürlich ein großartiger Kampf. Das war schon was Besonderes. Das hätte können auch andersrum ausgehen. Aber letztendlich muss ich sagen, alle Achtung, wer sich nochmal gefangen hat, ja, und dort den Kampf für sich entschieden hat. Für uns persönlich ist das eine Frage der Ehre, dass wir hier gut bestehen wollen. Wir wollen natürlich versuchen, den Sieg nach Berlin holen, das ist natürlich klar, nach Deutschland holen, weil wir im Moment nicht gerade im Boxen in Deutschland so viele Weltmeister haben. Ja. Jetzt müssen wir natürlich mal ein bisschen was tun. Wir haben eine gute Zeit gehabt und das war sehr angenem. Ich habe nur alle Höhen mitgemacht und jetzt muss ich aufpassen, nicht so viel Tiefen zu erleben.
Well done, Ellie.
I'll try.
Good
Okay.
luck.
Yeah. So they're pleased to be in England, and the Klitschko bout was an excellent fight. They feel personally well placed, and they'll try to give as good as they get. There are not so many world champions in Germany, and they feel they have to do something about that. And so they're going to give it a good go.
I'm sure there was more, but
Yes, it was.
Rob McCracken, let's bring you in. Obviously a great night for you, and I know you don't get too excited about many things, but we did spot you in the corner just at the time of the stoppage, as you strolled in looking cool rather after. But back down to business now, and a very important and tough fight for Anthony on the 28th of October.
Yeah, KUBRAT Pulev's a top fighter. I think Eddie described him very well. He's in the top 3 in anyone's ratings. It's a pretty tough heavyweight division at the minute. We see some real good fighters coming through and some real quality fighters like Anthony at the very top, and obviously Klitschko and fighters like Wilder. But certainly Pulev's top 3. Very difficult opponent, hugely experienced as an amateur. Fought some very good fighters. Obviously been in the ring with Klitschko, so we'll leave no stone unturned. Anthony's learning, he's evolving, he's developing constantly as a fighter. He's just about to start sparring now. We start tomorrow. We'll do 6 weeks of sparring. We'll work on KUBRAT Pulev. Nothing to do with Klitschko this fight. It's about Pulev, his strengths, his weaknesses, and trying to exploit them. And Anthony's a quick learner. He's good at learning from his mistakes. He knows the mistakes in the Klitschko fight, and he knows what he did right. And we've got to push on and work on that. And for sure, he'll be in great shape come this fight in Cardiff, and he'll put on a spectacular performance against an excellent challenger in KUBRAT Pulev.
Thanks, Rob. KUBRAT, finally a great opportunity for you to win not 1 but 3 championship belts. What happens on October the 28th, and how confident are you going into this fight?
Естествено, тренирам, подготвям се, искаме този матч и смятам да го спечеля. Чувствам се много добре, чувствам се добре подготвен психически, физически, имам много енергия и наистина борбата ще бъде жестока, макар че така гледате за след мене. Това е хубаво, но аз още един път ще кажа, че матчът ще бъде доста жесток.
I feel great. I know that the match will be terrifying, will be very good. I feel ready, I feel very energized, I feel ready to step in.
Anthony, finally, I know we was looking out on that pitch earlier. How hard is it to get yourself up for another big one after Wembley, to try and find those heights once again, and to put besides the fact of everyone talking about that was the greatest sporting event they've been to, now it's time to excite the public all over again?
It's no problem to get energised once again. As you mentioned at the start, you know, we haven't taken our foot off the gas since 2008. It's been championship after championship, which has been relevant for the time, like AVAs and so on. So here we go again, no problem for me. This is what I decided to do when I was younger. I'm still a young man now, so I'm far from looking to finish what I'm trying to build. So we've got a long time to keep on achieving these type of things. And I'm just honoured, privileged to be an ambassador of the sport of boxing. It's nice that we can be fighting different countrymen, international people coming to UK to bring great sporting events to the UK for the viewers and fans who love the sport of boxing like I do.
And finally, we're ducking the bullets of the governing bodies and making sure we follow the rules.
Yeah.
But as you told me, no vacation of belts. Doesn't matter who it is.
That's it.
One by one, you deal with your mandatories and you pick up every belt along the way.
That's it. We ain't ducking, we're firing back. So we want to keep these belts, and by doing that, you have to fight the good fighters who are in your way, and they're just stepping stones. You know, as Rob said, you're forever evolving, forever learning, and that's what a good coach is about, is developing his fighter. And each challenge that presents itself is another hurdle, and that's why I said in my last comment to your question is all I want to do is impress my coach. You know where I'm coming from, and then that's satisfaction for me.
Well, we look forward to the fourth defence of your IBF title on the 28th. Of course, the IBO and WBA belts also on the line as well. Again, general sale 12 PM tomorrow. Good luck to all those trying to get tickets. Expect an unbelievable night here at the Principality Stadium on the 28th of October, live on Sky Sports box office. We're going to pose now for photos here.
Just a minute, I was cut short a little bit. The gentleman said that he's feeling not only physically but also mentally ready, prepared for that fight. He's full of energy, he's very experienced, and look forward to the fight, and he's going to take a chance and win.
Thank you very much. We know KUBRAT Pulev will come, all guns blazing, on the 28th. We're going to have a photo here, then we're going to go on to the pitch as well for photos, then both guys available for one-on-ones as well. Thank you all.